Let's go.
Alright guys, it's gonna be a little bit of an odd one. I'll see what I can do for filming and stuff, but I've been working on doing some projects in here, but you guys are getting a little peek behind the curtain here. So my issue that I have right now is I'm trying to work on stuff in here. I want to do a bunch of board repair and that sort of stuff, but I don't really have. I have my cabinets inside where I usually test games and boards and stuff like that, but I don't. I want to build a test bench out in my shed. So I have this old. It was out of an old like a conversion cabinet for a Nintendo. I don't know if you can see it's. You can see the Mario burn-in and the World burn-in. So this is an old 2001N, I think, is the model of the with the inverted. You got the switch for the inverted video or the audio power, like the audio circuit on there as well. But so I'm hoping to use this guy and then kind of combine it with an old power supply I pulled out of another old cabinet that I got rid of, and then build it into the back here so we can. I built this birch ply case for it because I don't really love having a monitor just sitting on my desk or my bench here with my kids around and stuff. So I've got the space in here. I'm hoping to put, the transformer and the ISO and all that sort of stuff in here, and then the filters and the switch. And I've got somewhere I've got a little power block so I can just plug it in and use it like a regular test bench. And then we've got our JAMA wires here. It'd be nice to just kind of have something on my desk that we can use, and I can just test out here and not have to drag my equipment around and video in a different spot and all that sort of stuff. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started by taking apart this little power supply. And this one's nice because it's the 2001N monitor, I think, needs or should be running off of 100 volts instead of, because it's a Japanese monitor, instead of the usual 110, 115. But it's funny because the cabinet I pulled it out of, it was definitely running off the wrong isolation transformer, so I kind of been looking for a power supply to source the right voltage for it. And this one has both. I mean, if I needed to switch it at some point, I've got both the 100 volt and 115. So, although it was working at that voltage, I don't think anybody changed anything inside the monitor. The monitor probably needs work, to be honest, but it seemed fine enough. It's just had some weird kind of not collapse, but like the top of the screen, like it wrapped, kind of like was wrapped in a weird kind of way at the top, and I'm wondering if that was from the voltage difference. But I'll be able to. I don't want to I didn't want to fix or troubleshoot anything until I got it like running off the proper voltage. So I've got this here with the plug. I'll pull this off, and then we'll get it all just put into the cab, and then everything will be hopefully a little more permanent. Yeah, this was, I think I posted, it was like a free cabinet, which I didn't really need, and then I couldn't fit it in my door because it was had a big metal almost like a gauntlet, like the old gauntlet cabinets where it's like a big Y, it like comes so like that, but it was like so much bigger than anything I had. So I passed it on to someone else, but I did scavenge some parts off of it first. I wanted the coin door off of it and that sort of stuff. So that's what we did. So I'm just gonna carry on taking this apart, and then we'll see where we end up. And this is just a cheapy switching power supply, but I don't need anything too robust in here. I just want to have something to plug boards into and not have to come out here and solder and then take it in my house and test it in there, and then I end up bringing tools inside, and then half my shed's inside with my cabinets before the end of the week, and then everything's in a weird spot. You know how it is. If you ever work on anything in your not usual space, it just turns into a pile of tools where they shouldn't be. So, and then I gotta clean it all up. So I really would like something in here to work on stuff with. This does have a switch. I did buy, where is it? I thought I had it somewhere here. A little, this kind of combo guy. I might route a hole in the side and do away with these two unless I can't get it mounted properly or something, but I don't see why not. I mean, I'm sure these are probably higher quality than this cheap Chinese thing I bought, but you know how it is. There, I guess I don't need to take this off. I can just unmount it. There. Let's take everything apart, and then we'll be good to go. I mean, I rewired this whole thing. The whole cabinet that I got this from was just, it was ripped to pieces. I don't know what happened to it, but someone had their way with it before I got there, and I'm assuming just didn't have a use for it. So I pulled the monitor out. It's like an old Wells Gardner K7000 25-inch monitor. It's got a decent amount of burn-in. Oh, can I just say right now that I hate those like 60-in-1, 29-in-1, whatever all those boards, because like every single one of like a decent monitor that I find has some amount of those fucking squares in the background. You know the ones like from like Choosing the Game, just burnt into a crisp on like half the monitors in my area. I swear to God, people just love ripping out nice original boards and then throwing that shit in there, ruining my day. I'll have to take that off. Okay, almost there. There. That can go, that can go, that can go. All right. Let me do a little bit of rewiring and then I'll pop it into the cabinet with the monitor. All right, I think I got most of this done. I've gotten all the little bits of the wiring hooked up. Maybe I might clean up some of these. I need some more zap straps and stuff. I've got clips holding this. I've got speaker and holes up here. I've got the monitor all wired in. I did have it turned on for a bit just to test, and the around the anode cap back there kept buzzing and jumping, so I know that can happen if it's kind of been sitting or it's been in like a moist environment. So I did take it off and I did wipe it all around, but it's still happening. So I have some dielectric grease coming and I'll clean that up. And the only other thing I think I need to do is get this video wire hooked in. But like looking at this, like I think it goes RGB space ground sync. And I don't know who wired this up, but it's like not even close. So it's just a pain. I can't go by color combo. I have to like look back in the video pins because it wasn't working. Anyways, I think we got all the voltages right. I did check my JAMMA harness here with a multimeter, and I've got a board hooked up. Now, here's the game. If you can guess the game in the comments, I mean, you win nothing. But knowledge is good. It'll tell you halfway through. I'll make it easy. It's a system, Namco System 11 board. Let's see if you can figure it out. Namco. Hopefully you can hear that. Crank it. Is that nostalgic for anybody else or just me? Yeah, that's the Soul Edge PCB. Oh. Or Soul Calibur, I guess, later revisions. But I think version 2 Soul Edge PCB on Namco System 11. Yeah, I use it for testing just because it's nice and light. Although I should probably use this shit just to save myself in case I get some voltages wrong or something. But that's the one I tend to use because I can carry it anywhere. It's not massive like this Miss Pac-Man board I'm working on. Anyways, back to it. Hopefully by the time I cut back, we'll be all wired up with video and it won't be jumping off of the anode cap. All right, we're back here. Got the old Nintendo monitor here. It's a 2001N. I pulled it out of it's obviously a conversion, but it was an old Dynamo HS5 or HS1. I think it was an HS1 that someone had done a conversion to a Super Mario World Versus. That you can kind of see the world and Mario over here. It's not too bad, but it doesn't. I don't notice it during the gameplay and stuff. At least when I had it running before. Either way, I've got everything connected. VGA signals are all hooked up. Got the board on JAMA. It was working before, so I don't expect any issues with the board itself. But we'll see how this goes. Got our switch here. And my DIY cab. Oh, the high voltage. Hey, there we go. Perfect. Screen needs some adjustment. It's a little. Let's see the thing here. The whole thing probably needs a cap kit, to be honest. It's pretty tired, but I'll get to that at some point. It's just I need something here to test on, and it's kind of didn't have a home, so that's why I'm running it. I just need to get, a few buttons hooked up for coin and whatever, just for testing, and then we'll be good to go. All right, now turn this down a little bit. Whoa. There we go. That should be all the way down. Anyways, yeah, a little bit. Look behind the curtain here at the bench. Normally, you guys are kind of over top here, but yeah. If you enjoy this type of thing, I'll probably be posting a lot more videos doing some board work. I've got Miss Pac-Man in the queue over here, and then we've got CPS 2 and some other stuff coming up. So anyways, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys later.